me.
Yeah, so since you're going, why don't you go and give your first?
My first game, and this one is like right at the beginning of the year. It would be in November of last year, but I didn't play it, of course, until about January. It's like my first big game I played in the new year, and that was Jedi Fallen Order.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Nice.
that's my 10th spot.
That's your number 10.
Yeah, and it was a very good game. Like, it was very polished. I really enjoyed the combat a ton. I thought they captured playing a Jedi like perfect.
Nice.
You know, like they really did a great job capturing the way it feels to fight as a Jedi using your Force powers. The buttons felt in the right place and position to use your abilities, you know, intuitively. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the level traversing, how you moved around the level, jumped from item to item, and how they did all that. I enjoyed the characters a lot, like your little android buddy. I really enjoyed the characters. Yeah, the reason why this game is not higher on my list and really just barely made the cut was because there is no real loot grind. There is nothing to really get or attain. It's only really just combat. You're just moving through the world with combat. I'm like, that's fun.
So it's not like Dark Souls where you're grinding.
Right. It's not like Dark Souls where like you're grinding like souls and you're collecting the dopest souls and turning them, forging them into how cool is that, right? Like, dude, Dark Souls is just so good on every level. They nail like every level right. This only really nails like the combat level right. And so it's missing some aspects that I would have appreciated for a game that I would add to my top 10 list. It did make it because the combat was really good, and I felt it deserved to be on the list of the games I played in 2020. But it is flawed. It is a flawed game. So that's my 10.
Okay.
Gotcha.
What about you, Mark?
So my 10, guys, is a game called Rogue Company.
Oh, I heard about that.
Rogue Company is a game by Hi-Rez Studios, which, in my opinion, Hi-Rez are like the pioneers for cross-play, cross-platform games. All their games, Smite, Paladins.
I love Paladins.
Me too. That was a great game. I didn't know you played Paladins.
Yeah.
But all their games are cross-play, cross-platform. So if you buy something on your Switch and you go play it on a PC, it's the same account.
Nice.
So I love that convention. So Rogue Company is a 4-on-4 third-person team-based shooter.
Free to play too, right?
Completely free to play. And it's not play to win, so you just buy cosmetics. So the one reason why I really liked it is growing up, I played a lot of Counter-Strike. So I like the slow-paced objective. You're planning the bomb. You got to defend. It's not just you're running and gunning. You really got to think it out because once you die, you're out for the round. But this is different because it adds a third-person perspective. So it feels like Gears and Counter-Strike had a baby. And also what's cool is each rogue or each character has a very unique skill set and abilities. So not every character can
plays the same.
Have the same guns. The guns are locked to the characters.
Good for them.
So I felt like that was a very way to keep the game fresh.
Yeah.
And you could only like have like one character per team. So not everyone's gonna be OP
the same person.
with snipers, or not everyone is having like, you know, whatever the top meta. You really have to build a team that, you know, complements each other. So it's more team oriented, and you know, it's a good game to play with friends.
I heard there was a lot of people that loved the Switch version too. Like they were like addicted to it for couldn't stop playing Rogue Company. Some people I was watching online.
So
channels I watch.
So it went into like, I guess, early access in July, and then it was completely open in October of this year.
Right.
So another thing that I like that is it has varying game modes. So it has the like plant the bomb objective based. It has the death match, which is different than other deathmatch games because this is based on like a ticket system. So your team has a certain amount of lives. So, you know, it kind of, if you're really good, if you're not as good, you might hurt your team more because you're going to burn through all
tickets,
of it.
It's like survival in Destiny too.
Yeah.
For Crucible.
So it really, every mode really incorporates team. So you really want to stick with the team. It rewards you for playing with teams.
That's the reason why I never got into it, was because
you need a solid team, right?
Yeah, you need a solid team, and I don't really have a lot of people that I play with too much online. But I always wanted to play it, like, because everyone really, it looked very polished and everyone was loving it.
Yeah,
and we should definitely try to get together.
For sure, it's free. But I always like games that incentivize playing with the team because I feel like the current thing for games these days is you just play by yourself. There's no incentive to play with other people, and games are best when you play with others. I feel.
Sure.
Yeah. So I feel like
oftentimes, yes,
all the modes really want you to play together, be strategic, and then third person, it adds a really cool flair because I feel like, you normally play games on first person, so third person adds a different element of strategy. It really makes the game feel different than everything else offered on the out there. So that's why
okay, cool.
Rogue Company is my number 10.
Nice, good pick. So my number 10 is actually Fall Guys.
Okay,
nice.
The reason why I picked Fall Guys is because I just felt like it was a really fun game that was just, you could just turn it on, hop in, and then nonchalantly, just
Absolutely.
play in some tournaments and whatnot, some competitions. And it seemed like it was very versatile. Like if my nephews are over, like we can literally see like who lasts longer, like who goes to the
literally
end.
See it.
Yeah. Who goes to, who goes furthest. So, it's like, okay, one will play and then he only made it to like the second round or something like that. But, I played, I got all the way to the final. Just couldn't win or whatever, you know what I mean? So it brings that little competition, cool. And then it's kind of something that you can just pass the controller off to and whatnot. So every now and again when I got like some extra company like that, then I'll put that on and say, okay, who could do best? You know what I mean? Who could do better? So it's a cool little, almost like a family game.
Anyone can play kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Anybody can play. It's straightforward. You know what I mean? You got a jump button, you move forward, you can dive. That's it. You know what I mean? It's nothing else. Maybe grabbing or whatever. But just that, and then the competitions are really fun. Like it's just a fun game to just like sit down and play for like a couple of hours.
Lots of good laughs with the family, right?
Yeah. You lose, you don't got to watch the rest of the race, but you could if you wanted to. If you was really invested in it. But you could just dip out and then just start a new one. So I always enjoy that about it, and then the fact that they always are adding stuff on, the little costumes and stuff like that. They're funny and things like that, and it kind of gives you like something to achieve. I kind of wish there was something that you would get like consistently, like almost like every match you played, you would get something, because that would be really cool. And feel like really rewarding.
Right.
But
you really want to keep playing then, right?
Yeah, but there's like this slight grind feeling that they're kind of giving you to, like,
I was kind of noticing that,
like this piece of clothing or whatever. So it's almost like like a badge of honor, like that you have like this specific
whoever
wolf
sees
head
it
or
knows,
whatever.
right? Like you did.
Yeah, like it took me like 1,000 some points to get here, you know what I mean, or whatever. But so Fall Guys was my 10. So it's a great game. It's free to play. So if you guys have it, actually, is it still free to play?
I don't think it's free any longer.
So it was just on PSN 1 month, and then on PC you had to buy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you guys
got lucky.
If you guys are hearing about this now and you didn't happen to just grab it on a whim from the PSN network, then sorry, but it's definitely
probably worth still buying.
Yeah, it's probably only a couple bucks, like $5 or so.
I bought it on the Steam. I think it was 15, and 15? I got it. Okay. And I liked it so much, I got it for free, and then I bought it. So definitely worth it.
15's fair.
Yeah, it's warranted, and they're gonna keep on, releasing like updates, and it goes by seasons. So like some of the rounds or whatever change, like they throw some other rounds or they add more in. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be, constantly diverse. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I love you, me.